Welcome to this daily guided meditation practice. This is the Attentive Mind. My name is Nathan, and I'll be guiding you through this meditation practice today. Find yourself a seated position. You want to find a position that is both sturdy and comfortable. You want to be comfortable because then you don't want to be distracted by your body during the practice. Sitting in an awkward way, sitting on your foot, or a weird thing with your back might become a distraction. You don't want that. There's no need for it. So finding a comfortable position really helps with that. It kind of alleviates that problem immediately. You also want to find a sense of stability because this in turn gives us a sense of uh, groundedness, of being here. We're not using this meditation practice in order to get somewhere. We're not here to become happy, more clear, better, whatever. We're not using this moment as a stepping stone to the next. We're here for this moment's sake. So having a sense of stability, a stable position, really helps with that attitude, really helps with feeling that way. We also keep our eyes open during this practice. But of course, if you have learned to practice with your eyes closed or you feel more comfortable doing it that way, go ahead and do it. There are no hindrances here. But if your eyes are open, go ahead and leave the screen alone and drop your gaze gently down below you. Maybe looking at the floor or the desk or whatever is just below you. We're not staring or analyzing at a particular spot in the floor, and we're also not zoned out and blurry. We have a gentle gaze that is directed softly, yet clearly downwards. You're in a comfortable and sturdy position. And your eyes are either closed or open, gaze directed softly, yet clearly downwards. Let's begin today's practice by taking 3 deep breaths. We're going to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. We're going to make sure that our out breath is about twice the length as the in breath. Ready? In through the nose, out through the mouth. In, out, and in, out. And just settle here and now. Becoming aware of what has already been here. What is here now? Sounds, colors, body sensations, even the breath. All happening right here. and get rid of any intentions you have about meditation. In fact, forget the idea of meditation altogether. Forget it. You are here, and that's all. So just notice this moment without any intention or plan or motive. There's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. And there's no person to become. Just rest. And if you're normal, you might notice how the mind is judging this moment, or maybe thinking about dinner or lunch, maybe your problems and anxieties, your troubles, your situations. And notice how this moment is difficult to notice when we are thinking about something else. Like when we're trying to pay attention to a friend talking to us, yet we can't pay attention because we're thinking about how their shirt looks or some other problem. It's the same thing here. But we're not going to push our thoughts away. We're going to embrace them, but leaving them alone. So bring your attention instead from the thinking mind, bring it to the coming and going of the breath. And see if you can just take the next minute or so noticing the breath without being distracted by this next thought. Rising and falling. And if you're normal, I'm probably interrupting you thinking about something. Probably planning, whatever. And when you notice that you're lost in thought, your task is simple. Gently return to the breath. We're not forcing our attention, we're not focusing, we're not concentrating, we're just returning lightly, having a light awareness of breathing, and letting our thoughts come and go as they please. Simply notice breathing as it gently rises and falls all by itself. Leave thinking alone. And we just return to the breath again. It's not a failure if you are lost in thought, it's just what it is. No judgment. Just return to the breath. Not focusing, gently aware. And let your thoughts come and go as they please. There's no need to follow them. Follow the breath instead. Wake up. Wake up from thinking. This moment is real. It's what there is. It's your life. Thoughts are merely descriptions. They're not in themselves reality. Leave thoughts alone and truly live. Begin your life here and now. All right, you can look at the screen. There's a paradox. A lot of the times with this practice, it can seem paradoxical. And the paradox that's really important here is the seekingness of it. Because at the one hand, it's utterly important to practice every day. Not like a military school, but to really practice, to really try in that way. Then on the other hand, it's utterly important to not try, not reach and try to gain something. Because that very effort is a perpetuation of the illusion of me, of I, of you, of I'm something that doesn't have something that will only be happy if I get that thing. And most people, even if you say you don't, like I did, but most people start a meditation practice with that attitude. I'm here to get something for myself. I'm here to chase happiness. Now, it's okay. In fact, I will say that I think the best reason to really want to start a meditation practice is to stop suffering. Really, to just stop suffering. And that's a great reason to start. But when you actually do start, you're told your suffering is not a problem. Because it's not. Suffering, happiness, sadness, up, down, inside, outside, cars, trees, people, world, me, you, troubles, not troubles, whatever, it is. Now that probably made sense to probably 5% of you, or maybe more, I hope. But this practice isn't about reaching and achieving. So when you do come here because you want to alleviate mental health problems or you want things to be better for you in your life and your mind and stuff, that's great. But when you sit down, drop it. And yes, you come to the practice and you decide, I'm going to practice every single day at 8 a.m. That's a very good thing to do. And you don't not hold that from it. Don't go away from it. But when you sit down, let that go. Let go of doing. Because practice itself is not a doingness, it's a seeing what is already here. It's a discovery, rather. But not a discovery of some new thing. It's more of a discovery, or rather, more of a return to what you already are. The state of affairs that are here before this next thought arises. Before you think about something, before a thought goes through your head, what's left? What's here? Now, it can be the hardest thing in the world to learn to leave thinking alone because we praise our thoughts. You know, it's so easy to say, well, just don't do it, let it happen. And okay, but being present isn't easy because we are so attached to thinking. And that's why this paradox can be difficult for people. They get confused. Like, what am I supposed to do? Try hard or not try hard? There's a great thing that the Taoists say. They call this Wu Wei, which means actionless action, doing, non doing. Or I think the best translation of Wu Wei is not forcing. Meditation is the art or learning to just stop forcing, to go along and to see the inseparable and to notice that you are not this little entity pushed around by the big bad universe. And the more you try to seek for happiness, the more you run after things, the faster it runs away from you. Because in that seeking, that's causing the problem. And yes, all these great things may show up when you learn to practice and really practice. You may become clearer, happier, better mental health state, whatever. But if you seek those things, you run for them, run away from the bad, you'll never find them. Wisdom begins with the acceptance of what is, but really accepting what is. So just practice. It's harder to talk about because it makes you want to think and have more questions about what I'm talking about right now. But truthfully, I think I probably just did a poor job of explaining it. Because it's not something in words. What I'm talking about isn't words. You just have to practice and see. Learn to leave thinking alone, and you'll see that all this stuff about doing, not doing, happiness, not happiness is irrelevant. If you really practice, wisdom arises without you even knowing about it. As a great teacher once said, can't remember who it was, but he said, don't expect that you'll necessarily be aware of your own enlightenment. So just practice. That's all you have to do. Just practice. As always, thank you for your time. And of course, I'll see you tomorrow.